Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining another Rider Pilates. We're working on your whole body today, and yes, if we're short of time, it's very convenient to sometimes isolate different body parts and just focus on those specifics. But from time to time, it's really good, even if you've only got 15 minutes, to work on your body as a whole, just like you would in the saddle. So let's get going and start with thinking of that nice light head, relaxed shoulders and arms, elastic spine, and equal weight down through your feet. Make sure you're breathing into the base of your lungs. And then we're going to start by turning your head from side to side, keeping your eyes level as you do those turns. So I was watching someone in Pilates last night in one of my classes. That was as far as they could go, so they tried to go further just by tipping the head back. That's cheating. That's not actually turning. And you're not doing yourself any favours by trying to get that sort of movement. Okay, arms across your chest, knees into a little bit of a squat position, then you're turning your upper body from side to side. This time focus on keeping your headlights facing the front, the weight through your feet staying equal, and your shoulders level so you're not dipping down. We all know that feeling, collapsing through the shoulder, tipping in the saddle. This is a really, really simple way of practicing, training yourself to do it level, but also just improving your awareness. So this is a good one to do in front of the mirror. I'm not saying stop and do it in front of the mirror now, but from time to time check in front of the mirror that you can do this really equally both ways. Okie doke. Let's then bring your hands together, keeping your knees soft. Turn your hands over, push them forwards to stretch between your shoulder blades, and then reach up and lengthen. Bring your hands back down, and again reach forwards for a nice stretch. And reach up for a nice lengthen and stretch upwards. If you need to have a yawn, go for it. This exercise often makes me want to yawn. Again, big stretch forwards and reach up. Then bring your arms back down by your side, and I'd like you to go to the end of your mat facing downwards, facing along your mat, you know what I mean. Okay, feet together-ish, hands on the front of your legs, soften through your knees, tuck your chin into your chest. And then you're sliding your hands down the front of your thighs, curling up through your back. Pausing at the bottom for a nice big breath in. And then breathe out. Stack down with your pelvis first, and then you're uncurling up through your spine. With your chin, the last bit to come up. And again, chin into your chest. And focus on every single vertebra moving through your neck, between your shoulders, middle of your back, low back, and then your pelvis. Another nice breath in and breathe out. Stack down with the pelvis again, and then you're stacking low back, mid back, upper back, neck and chin. We're going to do one more of those. So chin into your chest and curl up really, really tight. Almost feel that your shoulders are heading for your pelvis on the way down. I appreciate if you're doing this first thing in the morning, that will be a little bit harder. At the bottom, breathe in, breathe out, bend your knees, and we're going to go down onto your front, and we're going to start with the breaststroke exercise. So I would like you, sorry if my feet disappear into the bushes, I'm trying to keep my garden a little bit more wild this year, so the grass is not going to be mown quite as much. Okay, so we're starting with your breaststroke, and we'll start with your, hopefully you can see my face over through the grass actually, with your hands by your sides. Try to have them palms down, or thumb and index finger down, but not palms up. At home, I want you to be looking downwards. I'm turning to face you so that you can hear me a little bit better. Bring your shoulder blades back and down. That lifts your shoulders away from the floor, and try to bring your tummy just lightly away from that imaginary puddle of water. That just sets your muscles through your trunk in a nice position for stabilising you in readiness for your exercise. So tummy, shoulder blades, and then pelvic floor onto floor 3. Maybe you've got 10 floors, you're aiming for floor 3. Float your hands, reach for your toes, and rest your hands back down. Check your shoulder and tummy position, float your hands, reach for your toes, rest back down. If that's easy, you're going to add in through the head and neck. Just a little lift, hopefully you can hear me, just a little lift. What we're not trying to do is come right up here. What that does is dips you down into the floor, presses your tummy downwards, and makes you really arch and lock through your low back. That is just not particularly helpful. So you want that little lift, keeping that feeling of the tummy being just away from the imaginary puddle of water underneath you. You want to be feeling your lengthening down through your arms, trying to keep relaxed through your bottom muscles as well. So you're keeping your tummy away from the imaginary puddle of water just by using your tummy and maybe your back muscles, but not by bracing through your bottom muscles. This is great if you do want to develop a bit more postural control in the saddle. And we're going to do one more. Okay, we're going to turn onto your side next, and we're going to start with your side kick. There are several different positions for doing this. I'll start off with the easiest of the lot, so you can do this one. If you're going to be on the floor like this, you want to have that little mouse hole position. Remember, a mouse can get through a hole the size of a pencil. It doesn't need to be particularly huge. Top hand onto your top headlight, legs in that capital L position, straight line, shoulders, headlights to knees. Float your top leg, and then you're polishing an imaginary coffee table on the underside of your top leg. That means you want to have your leg level, so you're not like this or like this. You are just moving from the hip with the hip, knee and foot level. If that's really easy, you can prop up onto your forearm, provided you can still keep the leg level and the headlight still. And if that's easy, you can go and lift your pelvis as well. This exercise is such a great exercise for hip position or leg position in the saddle. So precision of your leg aids. You're keeping stable on one side, you're moving on the other, and you're being really precise about where that leg is actually going. And that is so key for having accurate, precise leg aids. Okie doke. Right, bring that leg down. We're going to go onto your back next, and we're going to do the double leg stretch. Again, there are two different levels of doing this. I will do them both. We will start off just by doing the legs, then we will add in the arms. Start off then with your hands onto your headlights. Think ribs to pelvis. That's important for this exercise because you're going to straighten one leg, bring the leg back up, straighten the other leg, bring the leg back up. The tabletop version is this one. Straighten the legs again. But this is particularly where that rib position comes into play, because if you don't control where your ribs go as the leg goes away from you, the temptation is for the ribs to creep upwards like that. That's just not helpful in this exercise or in the saddle. It's not going to be a problem day to day. It's not great in the saddle. Okay, I'll bring my legs down. We're going to go through the arms. I'll do the simple version of the arms today. You're going to be taking your arms over your head and back up and synchronising them with your legs. And again, that rib position is really key, because if you let go of your ribs, they're just going to come up as you take your arms over your head. So the floor version is going to look like this. Alternating with your legs, synchronising with the arms. The tabletop version is going to look like this. Alternating legs, synchronising with your arms. Keep the movement smooth and try to watch that your hands move together. So imagine you were holding onto some reins. It'd be a bit of a strange movement to be doing in the saddle. But if you were, you want that contact to be equal all the time. Think about your rib position. Are your ribs sinking towards your pelvis? Let's do one more with each leg. Super. Bring your legs down one at a time. Bring your arms down. We're going to turn onto the side that you have not yet done and start off once again with the good old side kick. And we will start off the floor version. So once again, little mouse hole position, top hand onto your top headlight, capital L, pelvic floor onto floor 3. Float the top leg, and you are polishing that imaginary coffee table, moving from the hip, knee and foot staying level. If that's easy, go up onto the forearm, provided you can still isolate that movement, you don't start to move. And if that's easy, lift the pelvis and off you go again. The other thing as well to watch if you're trying to go up through the levels, give yourself a bit of a challenge, make sure that you can still breathe. It's no good doing the harder versions if you actually find that you can't breathe. Pelvis is still, leg is level, nice breathing. Let's do one more. Okay, we're going to come up into sitting, and I'd like you to sit with your feet in front of you. If you need to sit on a block or something, go for it, absolutely fine. Hands on the front of your legs. I will go sideways in a minute so you get the other view. Relax through your arms, relax through your shoulders, and you're just going to slump and straighten through your low back and pelvis. So this is kind of the movement that you're doing in the saddle. It doesn't need to be a really big movement, so you're not trying to go right back. Let me go sideways. So you're keeping relaxed through your arms, so you're not rigid and holding on. If you are holding on, just hold your hands, carry your hands as if you were holding some reins. Not quite the right position, but it will help you to relax and soften, and really try to feel that you're moving just through your low back. Also feel your seat bone pressure stays equal and you're not loading one side too much. That's a different exercise. It's useful to do, but you also want to be sure that you can be really aware of being equal, left and right. Fabulous. Okie doke. We're now going to go onto your hands and knees. With your hands just in front of your shoulders, toes tucked underneath your feet, pelvic floor onto floor 3. Lift your knees just off the floor and slowly back down. So it's pelvic floor, little lift, and slowly back down. Do watch that you're not going really, really high. That's much, much easier. So keep the movement really small. You're looking to really control, be precise, like everything we're doing in the saddle when it comes to aids and position, you want it to be precise. If you're getting carried away and doing great big movements, that's great, but it probably means you're not thinking about the precision. So go for precision is what's going to help you in the saddle. 2 more. Last one. Okie doke. Then I'd like you to kneel back. If you can get your bottom onto your heels, please do. If that's not particularly comfortable, just stop at the point where you feel comfortable. Hands out in front, lower your head, and a couple of nice deep breaths. Then bring your hands back towards your knees, and we're going to come up into standing. Try not to use your hands if you possibly can. And we're going to have a finish off with your foot series. No arms today, just thinking about the legs. So relax your upper body. You're going to go up onto your toes, bend your knees, drop your heels, straighten. Onto your toes, bend your knees, drop your heels, straighten. Onto your toes, bend your knees, drop your heels, straighten. Keep thinking shoulders over headlights so you're not tipping forwards. Think about your rising trot position particularly. You do want your shoulders to be over your headlights, otherwise you're just tipping forwards onto the horse's forehand. Let's go into the reverse. Bend your knees, lift your heels, straighten your knees and down. Bend, lift, straighten, down. Bend, lift, straighten, down. Bend, lift, straighten, down. 2 more. Bend, lift, straighten, down. Last one. Bend, lift, straighten, down. Good job. Okay, onto one leg. And then when you're ready, close your eyes, but focus on keeping relaxed. Take you through your upper body. Okay, open your eyes and we'll swap onto the other leg. So get your balance, make sure you're sorted, and then go for the eyes closed. Keeping relaxed. Okay, open your eyes, feet back underneath you, make sure that your knees are nice and soft. Reach out with one arm, nice big breath in. Breathe out as you go down and round. Big breath in. Down and round. We'll do one more this way. Big breath in, keep those knees really soft. Need some elastic through your whole body. And we're going to swap and go the other way. So reach up, breath in. Out, keep those knees soft. Last one. And then bring that arm back down by your side. Make sure your feet pack nice and equal underneath you. Elastic spine and relaxed upper body as we're going to finish there. Great job, well done. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you found it useful. Thank you so much for joining me, and look after yourselves. I'll see you very soon.